I gotta say, this might be the first review where I regret buying a gun. The FN 509. Pew, 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 pew. Another check. What's up, guys, gals, and of course, as always, my favorite, you modern cavemen. I'm Sean, welcome to the cave. All right, it's not as bad as it seems, but it definitely isn't good. So I just picked up this bad boy not too long ago. It's the FN 509. But before I go there, and this is my personal gun, just throwing that out, I have to thank my latest and greatest sponsors, these amazing guys from Vancouver, Italian Sporting Goods, for not only supporting the channel, but allowing me to basically shoot any gun I need to review and paying for the ammunition. So thank you so much. I don't have to worry about videos like this where I tell the truth, because these guys don't care. They're there to support and they're there to help me out. So thank you again so much. And now on to the gun I've wanted to love so much. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got some issues and we're gonna talk about it. So this is the FN 509. If you don't know, this runs off the old FNS system, which was a very popular handgun, but they've transferred it, or sorry, not transferred it, made it a little bit different to compete in the MHS competition or wars, if you want to call it. And if you're not familiar with that, that was for the new military pistol. So that's actually the SIG M17 that won, but in that entire battle was the Glock 19X. So to give you an idea, this was FN's gun they presented for it. It does come in an FDE tactical, which is about double the price, but it's in FDE. It is optic ready, suppressor ready, etc. There's a lot of cool other functions with it. This is the base model, very inexpensive. And you know what? I know tons of YouTubers and tons of guys out there that love this gun, and I've wanted to love it so badly, that's why I bought it myself. Unfortunately, you guys witnessed the very first mag, which was the very first jam, and I put through about 250 rounds and I had to stop because almost every single mag I had a jam or failure. I was using some cheap, I believe, Remington ammo, like, you know, bullets by the bucket. That might be the reason. It might be some issues with the mag because they're all pretty much, well, no, there were some light primer strikes in there too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to dig down deep because I don't think that's a big issue. I have a couple theories because I've heard and I can feel it, the spring on these things, incredibly springy. So maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe it's just a little bit too tight. I don't know, maybe I gotta lube it up a little. It is brand new, still does have a lot of the lube on it. I don't know. The other thing too is I've read on some channels or saw on some channels, I know Mr. Gunslinger had an issue feeding his sponsors ammunition through it. So maybe it just likes a certain ammo. To me, that's a massive downside. You know, I get a 9mm. We can't carry here in Vancouver, or here in Canada, I should say. So I get a 9mm to go to the range, and the only range we can go to, and that's all we can do. And so I want a lot of plinking, a lot of shooting, a lot of target practicing. So I want the cheapest ammunition I can. I want a firearm that eats up and shoots out every single type of ammo I can. And if that is the reason that this doesn't, I'm sorry, that's a big X-nay and a definite don't buy in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I'm gonna take it to the gunsmith, call FN, see if I can figure something out. But anyways, enough of the downsides. I'm just being very clear and out there with you guys on my experience so far. But like I said, there's a lot of guys with way more experience and know firearms way better than I do that love this and swear by this gun, but I digress. Myself so far, without a doubt, the main competitors are the 19X, the SIG, would you be comparing the CZ P10C, which is my favorite. That I've done 5,000 rounds through straight out of the box, never one failure, never one jam. Obviously, yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff, the Steyr M98s and all that, and then 9A1 or whatever it is. So there's a bunch of this like compact. Now let's go over some of the benefits or some of the upsides of this gun, because there is a reason I bought this. It's very ergonomic. I have, as you guys know, extra large hands, so you can see in here that it fits nicely, fits into the palm of my hand. I love that it's got aggressive stippling, but not overly aggressive. So even with the glove, it's good. Without a glove, it's both. I love the fact that I can just rest my thumb here. Feels really good. As far as ergonomics, it does come with 2 straps. Similar to the Glock 19s or the CZs. I've got the fatter one on right now, but the other one is just a lot slimmer. But like I said, I have the extra large hands, so it fits me a little bit better. This is very similar to a 19X, where you're gonna have a shorter slide and a longer full size, like a Glock 17S size grip on it. Yeah, so you guys can, YouTube can see it's completely empty, safe, we're all good there. It comes with either a 17 round mag or a 10 round mag here in Canada, and unfortunately in the States. So it's either 10+1 or 17+1. Ejects nicely. They're, what I do like about them, they're not plastic, they are metal magazines, so they are very tactile. They eject nicely. Yeah, no issue with that whatsoever. As far as the ejector, one of the things that I'm not a big fan of, and I was noticing I was having a little bit of issues with, is this type. It is ambidextrous, but this type actually pushes all the way through. So when I have my finger up, and once again, I got a big hand, you can see it kind of covers that right there. When I have my finger up, I'm blocking myself. Let's just see. I'm blocking myself, yeah. You can see it, blocking myself from ejecting. So I gotta be very careful that I'm basically, if you can see on this hand, I kind of have to lift my hand out to make sure to be able to, otherwise, if you push on one side or the other, it both comes out. So that's not a feature I'm a huge fan of, but it is what it is. Grip-wise though, and how it feels amazing in my hands. I would say right there with the CZ P10C, as far as comfortable, how it fits, maybe even more comfortable, to be honest. I really like nice deep striations, nice deep cuts in there so you can do your press checks, whatever you like. Now, a couple of the good things, and I hate to say this because they call it a marksman barrel and a lot of them do. Pretty much right now, I can guarantee you any of these modern striker fire handguns will outshoot you. They definitely outshoot me, but they all have really good barrels. From CZ, this guy, FN, has a great barrel. Even the new Glocks, they're all great barrels. You're not gonna have an issue when it comes to shooting targets as far as 25 plus yards out. The only things I would change, even though they do have steel sights, which is probably an upgrade in comparison to the CZ and the Glocks, but I just still find, they're not real tritium, they're only painted night sights, so you actually have to energize them with the light to be able to pop on. I noticed them, they were nice outside, but I just find I really like a narrower, smaller MOA front sight. I find that it's got the U shape under here, which is nice. I mean, it's not bad. I would say it's below CZ P10C and above Glock. So it's right in the middle for the actual sights. Like I was saying earlier, it has a very strong spring action in it. So that could be one of the issues, not too sure. The barrel itself is hammer forged, cold hammer forged. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I will get this right one day, I swear. Out of the 19 videos I've done so far. Great barrel, no issues there. One of the other cools that they've also done is they have they call it a recessed target crown. So it's actually, the crown's a little bit further in. Like I said though, realistically, this thing will shoot better than you, and probably most of the other ones will as well. Well, me anyways, for sure. The other cool thing that has it kind of looks like it's warped, but really the end of the barrel, it exaggerates, it comes out like this, and that's what FN says, it locks up better, it makes it tighter. So you're gonna have definitely no wobble in the barrel, it just makes it more precise, which makes sense to me. All in all, this particular one doesn't have the safety, obviously. Now, the trigger, yeah, the trigger is not bad. It's a little bit of a different style. It's got this brake hinge trigger in the middle here. And yeah, it's got a nice creep, definitely crisp. There's no mush there. It's very detectable. The reset was really nice and very audible. Boom. It's fairly short. Yeah, the only negative I would say is from what I read and kind of what it feels like as well, it's about 7 pounds, so it's a little bit of a heavier trigger than I support. Once again, if I were to rate it out of its competition, better than a Glock, worse than a CZ. I'm really starting to sound like a CZ fanboy, but I'm just saying, it is what it is. We got Picatinny rail mounting system underneath, so you can put a laser or light or whatever you're looking for on that side. Got a nice undergroove cut here, a decent box flattened out. I know a lot of guys kind of like to shoot with their thumb there, or sorry, their finger wrapped around there. Not really my cup of tea, but it allows you to do that. Yeah. If it can shoot without jamming, I would definitely be more of a fanboy. It feels good in the hand. I noticed, and I compared it with, once again, my Glock and my CZ. I compared it though, maybe it's because it is a heavier stainless steel upper. It's not a lot heavier all in all, the entire firearm, but it does have a little bit more muzzle flip. Like you can see the slow-mo. And if you can compare that to the CZ, it's much flatter shooting. And it can't be because of the borax, because the level's pretty much identical. I'm assuming because it's a heavier spring. I don't know. I could just be talking out of my ass, but at the end of the day, I really hope I can fix this gun. I really hope this is a one-of-a-kind issue. Maybe it's just the ammunition. I'm gonna try some other. I only bought that box because, like I said, I figured if this thing was a military tested and proven firearm, at the end of the day, it should be able to eat up and chew everything else. So I'm hoping maybe it's just, I did have failures in both magazines, so I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, please comment at the below. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I was even wearing gloves the first few times I was shooting, and then I was like, oh shit, are my gloves catching? So I took the gloves off, shot again, same deal. So anyways, FN, if you want to sponsor, or sorry, not sponsor, if you want to comment and let me know what I did wrong or what's going wrong with it, I don't know. It could just be a bad batch. I don't want to bundle them all together because at the end of the day, I know a lot of you guys love it, so that's it. They can't all be perfect, right? So if you liked this video, comment below, subscribe, hit that notification button. Maybe you're an FN fanboy. That sounded pretty funny. You effing fanboy. If you're an effing fanboy, tell me why this is the best, and maybe you can help me fix it. All right? Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next show.